a woman brought her daughter to see a doctor, only to be surprised to discover that the attending physician was her ex-boyfriend, whom she hadn't seen for 7 years. Even if the woman stood before the man, he would never recognize her, much less know that the little girl before him was his biological daughter. 7 years ago, the woman was a 200-pound overweight woman, but due to an accident, she had a 3-year secret relationship with the heir of a wealthy family. She thought they were in love, but she heard the man admit that he was just playing around, and that he was leaving the country. He even threw the pen the woman had given her into the trash, leaving the woman disheartened. Little did she know, he later picked up the pen, and used it for 7 years. The woman was so obedient, that he didn't notice anything was wrong until, after he left the country, when his mother called to tell him that the woman had sent him a large package. The man wanted to ask what it was, but he found he had been blocked by the woman. When he got home and opened the package, he found it was from the woman. It was all gifts he had given her over the years. She had even repaid the man with a portion of the money they had spent on their relationship. This infuriated the man, and he immediately wanted to call the woman to question her. However, he discovered her number was no longer in service. Just like that, the woman vanished from his world. Little did he know, she had given birth to twins, a boy and a girl. However, due to postpartum hemorrhage, the son died, leaving behind a frail daughter. To care for her, the woman had become emaciated. That day, the woman took her daughter to the hospital for a checkup as usual, but unexpectedly, I ran into a man who just returned to China. Fortunately, she had changed her name and appearance, and even her figure and appearance were different, so the man didn't recognize her. However, the daughter recognized the man as her father, because she had seen a photo of the woman and the man together, but the woman told her daughter that the man was not her father. The daughter asked in confusion, "Isn't that Dad? He looks like the dad in the photo." The woman explained that they just looked alike, but the man wasn't her father, and the man had never given up searching for her. He went to a class reunion right after returning China, simply because he'd heard the woman would be there, but then he learned from a classmate that she might be dead. This froze the man in his tracks. The classmate explained that she'd seen the woman in the hospital 6 years ago. The woman was extremely emaciated, and had a swollen belly. It's likely she had a tumor. The man didn't want to stay and immediately left the reunion. Upon returning home, he immediately asked his best friend to investigate. He didn't know the woman had changed her name. So, his best friend found 2 people with the same name. One had died 2 years earlier after arguing with her husband, and taking medication. But the man didn't think the woman was the type to take her own life. Then asked good brother to tell he the next one. Next up, a good friend told him about another woman who had gone to a hospital in a small county 6 years earlier, and suffered severe bleeding during childbirth. Neither the woman nor the unborn child survived. The man was panicked. This person's timeline matched up perfectly, and the child should have been his, but they were now dead.